Welcome to Francis Xavier Academy. Let us see a class for the post of investigator, sociology and anthropology. So this is about the Franz Boas four-field approach. So before entering into the class, we should know what is anthropology. So the word anthropology actually is a combination of two words. That's anthropos and logia or logic. Anthropos means it's human. It denotes human. Actually, it's a Greek word which means that's human. And logia means study, or we can say science. So anthropology is a study of human beings. Is a science of human beings. So anthropology is a study of human beings or study of people everywhere. Anthropology has several branches. It has several branches, but here we are not going to see all the branches of anthropology. Here we are going to see the four most important branches of anthropology because our syllabus is mainly concerned with Franz Boas four-field approach. So based on his research or his four-field theory, according to Franz Boas, four important branches are there in anthropology. One is cultural anthropology, the another one is linguistic anthropology, the third one is archaeological anthropology, the fourth one is physical or biological anthropology. So cultural anthropology, you knows that it is the way of people, way of life it studies the way of life of the people. Linguistic anthropology studies languages within the context of anthropology. Archaeology is a study about the remains. So it studies about the remains which can construct the human history. And then the fourth one is biological anthropology. So you should not be confused with biological and physical anthropology. Both are one and the same. It's nothing but it studies the evolution of human beings. Okay, let us move on to the next. That is the Franz. Who was Franz Boas? That we are going to see now. Franz Boas. So our syllabus is about Franz Boas four-field approach. First, let me tell you who is Franz Boas. Franz Boas is called the father of American anthropology. He was born in Germany in 1858 and emigrated to United States of America in 1887. There he joined Columbia University as an anthropology professor. He did several researches in anthropology, so that brought him to limelight, and he came to be known as the father of American anthropology. He has given several theories, and among that one famous theory is four-field approach. Okay, let us move on to the four-field approach in anthropology. So as I told you that four-field approach, in the sense the four fields are: first field is linguistic, second archaeology, third cultural, fourth one is physical or biological. But Franz Boas he uses the word physical instead of biological. So each of these fields explores the different aspects of human life, various fields of human life. So human life has been studied from various angles, various prisms. So that we have to understand here. So first one is, as I told you, physical or biological anthropology. His work has close resemblance with Darwin's theory of evolution. What is Darwin's theory of evolution? Now I have to tell you that you must know what is Darwin's theory. Then only you'll be able to understand why there is a resemblance between these two gentlemen. Darwin's theory says that individuals with the traits that enables them to adapt to their environment will help them to survive and have more offsprings which will inherit to those traits from their parents. He says that to if you want me to make it in one word, the children looks like the parent. Children looks like the parent. Everything the child inherits from the father and mother. That's all. That is inheritance. Okay, now I told you what Darwin's evolutionary theory. And his most important research in the field was his study of changes in the body. There will be a changes in the body. So his place of study is New York. So you all know that New York is a place where immigration takes place. So other researchers has already noted that there is a difference. The people who migrates to New York, in that migrants height there is some difference. Cranial measurement. What do you mean by cranial? Cranial is nothing but skull. Our skull measurement, the size of the skull will be different. And other physical features between the Americans and the people from different parts of Europe. Europe in the sense, in America, most of the people, they have migrated from Europe to America. So that's what they have mentioned, Europe here. So many used these differences to argue that there is a innate biological difference between races. Boss' primary interest was the study of processes of cultural change. He therefore set out to determine whether bodily forms are also subject to process of change. So Boss found that an average measure of a cranial size of immigrant was significantly different from members of this group who were born in the United States. Moreover, he discovered that average measure of cranial size of children born within 10 years of their mother's arrival were significantly different from those of children born more than 10 years after their mother's arrival. So the mother is settled there and she has given birth to a child. And what to say that the children, a child born 10 years after mother's arrival. So this is the difference between both that. So Boss did not deny that physical features such as height or cranial measures were inherited. He did, however, argue that he did not deny the theory of evolution of Darwin, but he says only one. He has added just only one thing. Darwin says it is inheritance, but Franz Boas says that environment also influences the character, the physical, biological. Environment can make biological and physical changes in a human being. So Boss' research and changes in the body played an important role in the rise of Darwinian theory. So it is crucial to remember that Boss was trained, Boss' theory, that is as the Boss has given his theory before Mendel. Gregor Mendel. Gregor Mendel is the father of genetics. You all know that. So Boss period is between 1858 to 1887. So Boss has given the theory before Gregor Mendel. Linguistic in the sense language. You all know that language. So for this study, he took Native American languages. Franz Boas has selected Native American languages. You don't believe that in America, there are more than 300 indigenous languages are spoken by Americans. That is native languages. There are so many languages are there. even which is spoken by 1,000 people. So he has taken that languages to study that. So in his 1889, his 1889 article on alternating sound made a singular contribution to the methodology of both linguistic and cultural anthropology. He wrote this as a response to the paper presented in 1888 by Daniel Garrison Britton, at the time a professor of American linguistics and archaeology at the University of Pennsylvania. So Brinton, that is Daniel Garrison Brinton, observed that in the spoken language of many Native Americans, certain sounds were regularly alternated. He added that there are many words that, even when repeated by the same speaker, varied considerably in their vocalization. So what I am coming to say is that Daniel Garrison Brinton says that the Native Americans, when they speak, in generations, there is a change. There is a change in the voice. There is a change in the use of sound. So some changes is taking place in the pronunciation. So using evolution, Brinton argued that this pervasive inconsistency was a sign of linguistic inferiority and evidence that Native Americans were at a low stage in their evolution. So this line is very important. Brinton says that Native Americans were at a low stage in their evolution. So Bose objected to his conclusion. Bose has rejected this. He shifted his attention to the perception of different sounds. When people describe one sound in different way, is it because they cannot perceive the difference? Or might there be another reason? So he rejects that. It is not because of because that they are in the low evolution. He rejected that. So that's what people describes one sound in different ways. It is not because they cannot perceive the difference, or might be another reason. So cultural anthropology, the essence of Bose approach to ethnography is found in his early essays. He has written an essay called The Study of Geography. In that essay, he clearly argues about ethnography. What do you mean by ethnography? Ethnography is a branch of anthropology. It is nothing but it is a study about culture. So in this, he gives importance to empiricism. Empiricism, fluid and dynamics, notion of culture as fluid and dynamics, ethnographic fieldwork. So empiricism means it is a concept. Empiricism is a concept which says that everything originates in experience. The next one is notion of culture as a fluid and dynamics, and then ethnographic fieldwork. So cultural relativism as a methodological tool while conducting fieldwork and as an heuristic tool while analyzing data. Although another project at that time. So they understood to be clearly bounded Bose's attention to history. So Bose he strongly believes in that culture. He strongly believes in culture of the people, and it is an historical evolutionary process. For him, it is history. It is historical. It is a evolutionary process, and it will not happen in 1 or 2 days. So that's what he believes that. And then the fourth field is archaeology. Archaeology, you all know that archaeology is a study of remains. So based on the remains, we used to construct history. It helps us to construct history. So it is the things left by the remains, in the sense it is the things left by the people who lived long ago. So they left their things in the place. So it has been excavated by the excavators, and we used to study that. What type of, for example, they used to leave and go pottery, stone tools, coins, some material, some literature or something else, some jewels, some paintings, some carvings, etc., etc. So they use that and they study that what type of people, and they construct history with that. They study the culture, the language, about it gives us several information about the people. So usually these objects are buried, as I told you that it will be dug up. So these objects helps to reconstruct history. So France Boyce gives a much importance to the archaeology of archaeological aspect of anthropology. It says that he strongly believes, Franz Boas strongly believes that archaeological excavation helps to understand or reconstruct the history of the people, those who lived in the past. So I wind up here. Thank you.